Good evening. Welcome to another live interview session in line with the South Asian Education Summit 2022. So first of all, let me just brief on this summit. It's the South Asian International Education Summit 2022, which will be held from 18th to 20th June 2022 in Colombo, Sri Lanka. So I take this an opportunity to invite all 7 countries to join in hand with us on this occasion. So for today's discussion, we have Miss Jean Tranchell from Sri Lanka. Miss Jean is an early childhood development educator, a curriculum developer, and an educator at Apex.ed Academy. So on behalf of the SAHE Association, I would like to warmly welcome you, Madam, for this interview. And we have Dr. Dheeraj Malhotra from Hunwan Global School, India, as a special guest for this interview. Welcome, sir. And we have Ms. Sumu from Bangladesh, who will be the host for today's interview. And we have the president of the association, Mr. Chanaka Kamalgoda. Welcome, sir. So first of all, I would like to invite Dr. Dheeraj Malhotra to speak a few words, especially focusing on the summit we've planned.
Thank you so very much. And greetings from India. I'm in Lucknow, the city of kebabs. So assalamu alaikum to all our guests from Bangladesh and also in Sri Lanka.
Walaikum assalam, sir.
Thank you. So we are looking forward to meeting you all, and it's such a delight being a part of this wonderful conference under the dynamic leadership of Mr. Janaka. See how we are connected together. It is just a delight. And looking forward, yes, I am so happy that many of our delegates from India, they are going to be participating in the event, and looking forward to the wonderful experience. I'm sure a great learning on cards with all of us together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And we're glad to hear that you all are waiting to join with us on this event. And so the topic for today's interview is early literacy skills and development. So Ms. Jean, with almost 7 years of experience as a teacher in Aklo Lyceum International School and with the academic qualifications at NVQ Level 4 ECCD teacher training, I believe we have a heap of information to share with us on this topic we've selected. And to continue this interview from here onwards, I would like to invite Ms. Sumo from Bangladesh. So because she'll be the host for today's interview. And prior to giving this opportunity to Ms. Sumo, I would like to invite Ms. Jean Tranchell to give a brief self-introduction.
I'm a teacher for past 7 years as a preschool teacher. I used to teach from age 2.5 to 6-year-old kids. Actually, being with them is a totally different world, guiding them into a better place, developing in every area, like holistic development in every area. When the parents send them to a school, teachers, as a teacher, I have a lot of responsibilities towards the young generation. So I think it's a good experience as well. Working as a teacher for so many years. After that, at the moment, I'm teaching in a institute, teacher training institute. So I would like to give my knowledge to the teachers to be in, train the young generation to come with being 21st century teachers, not the blackboard and the chalk we used to, but with the new knowledge, with new technology, and to have a great generation with the 21st century teaching methods as well. That's what I believe in.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was a great introduction that you have started off with. I am glad to have this opportunity to have this discussion with you today. I am Sumaya Samad Mehta, a teacher from Apex Public School, Bangladesh. So today, my first question for you would be like, as an early childhood development teacher or educator, how do you define language and early literacy skills development of children in early stage?
Actually, language and literacy are main domain of two different domains in early childhood development education. These are connected area, but two different objects. Like language development involves to develop language through the communication skills to improve the communication skill for the little ones. So with that, while literacy is developing through that, then ability to read and write, improve and guide the children to lay a good foundation for their primary education. That's what I think about that area.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So my next question would be, when we speak on language skill development, we can divide it as receptive language, expressive language, and language comprehension skills development. First of all, I would like to know, how do you define receptive language skills and why we should develop receptive language skills, and what kind of activities can we do for that?
Basically, receptive language is the ability to understand words and language. For example, if I take from the day-to-day life, we are having our breakfast. So next we are getting ready to go out. When you take with the visual information with the environmental connected, so for example, mom taking a car keys, that it indicates, shows us that we are going out for something, maybe to do some groceries. So activities we can do in preschool, like activities with the little ones, Simon says, like statue games to improve their English communication skills.
All right, ma'am. So in the same line, the next question is like, how you define expressive language skills, and should we develop the expressive language skills of children in the early childhood stage? And what kind of activities can we do for that?
Expressive language is the ability to request objects, make choices, ask questions, answer, describe events like speaking, gesturing, the thing is waving points, special expressions, crying, smiling, like vocalization we can describe as crying, yelling, and all various expressive language. Activities actually I can recommend, of course, role play. It's a great thing the kids will enjoy. At the same thing, action songs, singing with actions, they will improve their language skills definitely.
Thank you, ma'am. There is a saying that says that smile is a curve that sets everything straight. So I'm getting that vibe from your explanation. So how you define language comprehension skills, and why should we develop language comprehension skills? What kind of activities can we do for that?
Engaging with rich conversation about day-to-day life. That is the easiest ways to reach children. And reading a lot of stories. At the same time, terrific way to help the young children to oral communication skills and the comprehension. I recommend the games like playing rhyming games with them. They learn a new word, at the same time they improve their vocabulary skills, language skills at the same time.
All right, ma'am. So when we consider personality of a person, how language skill development of a child in early stage will affect for his or her personality in later life?
as a child, through heredity of environment, situation, heredity of influence of personality, and where they were born, and from their genes as well, and the surroundings there, and the circumstances they face, it's really affecting in their later age. Definitely, it's a little ones.
Okay, ma'am. So teaching aids are very important when we do activities with kids. So what kind of teaching aids can we use to develop those language skills?
Actually, this was my favorite part, if I can't to say, teaching aids. Using teaching aids for the little ones, that is the easiest way, I would say, to teach language for them. Picture describing, like, like flashcards, I would say sandpaper letters, of course, when we were introducing vowels, vocabulary for them, a new letter for them. At the same time, flashcards, charts, like, flipboards. At the same time, you can show posters. At the same thing, the dramatization place, of course, they learn new language.
So, ma'am, what kind of things should teachers concern when they prepare teaching aids to develop those language skills?
Like we have to create like flashcard, that's what I said, flashcard pictures with the pictures, so that big picture describing with them, like flashcard posters, like worksheets, activities we can give them to, like matching stuff and all those things.
Okay, so that's the duty of the teacher to develop the language skill. So teaching methods are also very important when we do activities. Productivity and efficiency of activity will depend on our teaching methods. What kind of teaching methods or staggerings can we use to develop those language skills?
Like to being a good role model, talk to them together, singing with them, describing, guessing, talking, and like encouraging to pretend play with them. And storytelling can help them a lot. Teach children learn a new word, at the same time the correct pronunciation through these activities.
All right, ma'am. So in the family, how parents and family member can involve to develop those language skills in kids?
Naturally talk into their day-to-day life activities. As a teacher, I think it's the easiest way. At home they practice language before they come to preschool, asking day-to-day life question, example for a, like whatever the activities, the event, what happened at that moment, maybe during that time, you can ask questions and help the child, like telling interesting stories for them. It will be really help from the parent side, I think.
Okay, ma'am. So most probably you may have experienced some parents or family members may support well to develop those language skills, but some parents don't have the value of that. So how would you explain this situation with your experience?
Actually, I'm agree on that. First thing, today's lifestyle. Parents are very busy with their lifestyle, day-to-day activities. Because of that, for some point, they don't have time to engage with the proper conversation and help the child to develop their language. At the same time, for example, if I take, when they come from different native speakers, they can be a different native speakers. They're trying to teach English as a second language. So it's another area I see as a teacher. The parents are unable to guide them in a proper manner for a preschool child. They don't have an idea how the specific language to be taught to the little ones.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. So monitoring and continuous assessment are very important to evaluate kids' progress on language skills development. So how can we assess the child's language skills development, and what kind of indicators can we use for that?
actually monitoring and continuous assessment can provide early indication of the performance of the child. At the same thing, picture describing, like reading, revising things, words. At the same thing, simple sentences and giving three-letter words, for example, as a dictation. I think it's easy to identify with the child is properly that we have gained what we have done previously. Or maybe they know the sounds or the vowels and the consonant what we have taught previously. By doing that, I think so.
Okay, ma'am. So we can see slow learners and special needs children in every class. When we do activities to develop those language skills, how can we divert our activities to suit varieties of children?
Most importantly, working with them, encouraging them, the young learners, like slow learners, at the same time, the children who have difficulties with the language. Working with them, patience is the most important thing as a teacher, I think. And celebrating every single thing, what they do, their success, encouraging them, they give a good boost, if I say, for them to learn a new language. At the same thing, repeating the same thing, what we did, not like the normal kids as a teacher we do, repeating the same point again and again and make them understand. At the same thing, the visual aids and maybe the audios and videos, it will really help for them to get more understanding that the normal teaching we do with the other little ones.
All right, ma'am. We want to develop imagination skills, creativity through those language skills development. How can we do it? And what kind of strategies can we use for that?
Especially, I think we must give a chance for them to explore the environment. Outdoor activities like dialogue-related things like marketplace, like pretend play. I would suggest to dramatic plays. The most important thing, they improve their language. At the same thing, they learn new words altogether.
Okay, so in the present society, we concern that collaboration is a most important skill. Actually, what kind of best practices do you use to develop collaboration skills when you do activities to develop those language skills?
Actually, working as a team, working with peers, help them to improve their vocabulary as well. Like games, main thing I suggest the games, playing games with them, like maybe a secret passing. They are all together at the same thing, they improve their speaking skills. At the same time, the 4 areas when we learning a language: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. At the same time, pre-reading and pre-writing. All these areas which covers with one thing. When they do this type of activity, I'm sure the child will be get the more knowledge to do these activities. By with friends, getting involved with the peers, getting engaged with the friends, sharing things, I'm sure they are learning collaborative skills from that.
That's a very great explanation. Okay, so when we concern cognitive skills development, what is the relationship of language skills development and cognitive skills development? And how can we develop cognitive skills through language skills development?
Cognitive development is the learning process of information, thinking, problem solving, imagination, and help the child to organize the knowledge of learning, at the same time processing of learning through reading, like I previously mentioned, speaking, reading, writing. Everything is through cognitive development, it's a learning process.
So finally, ma'am, we consider communication skills as a most important skill in 21st century. We must develop communication skills of every child. So what is your advice for the teachers, parents, or to the whole society on it?
Actually, as a teacher, the same thing from the professionals. I think the concentration cornerstone of becoming a successful learner at any age comes it down to 4 C's. It's like critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication. So we should guide the child on these areas so that they will it will be a better outcome with language skills. When we improve all those main areas I was mentioning previously, speaking, listening, reading, and writing, I'm sure they will automatically they will be improving their language skill at the same time, pronunciation, vocabulary, all the area, altogether the holistic development.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. That was really very informative discussion session. So how would you feel about this whole thing, ma'am? This whole interview, and how would you view the next with your work?
Actually, first thing I had to thank you. I have so much gratitude for Sir Kamal Gude, and I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart, give him this opportunity. This is a rare opportunity anyone could get. I'm a teacher at the same time. I'm a learner as well. I learn from a little one as well when I get a chance. So when Sir gave this opportunity, I thought, oh, it's a real golden opportunity I got. At the same time, Miss Hasini and Ma'am Sumaya, I really don't know who was in the group, gave me a great support, and I'm so thankful for the whole team who do this event. And my good wishes as well, that many teachers, there will be many educators will create after this summit. I'm sure Kamal Goda sir do a great thing, and a great thing to Sri Lanka. Behalf of Sri Lanka, I thank everyone who participate in this event. It will be a very successful one. That's the good wish I can give. So happy with my words. If I say I'm so happy to get this opportunity, I think it's a great opportunity for me, and I'm lucky to have that from my words.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That were really great words for all of us. And thanks to you too for being so collaborative with us as well. There have been many problems, but we all together sorted everything well. And thanks to you for sharing your vast ideas about teaching the children. And we also had a very productive session today, learning about how to acknowledge the children's difficulties in learning and how to inspire them to learn better way. So Hasini ma'am, do you have anything more to ask or ma'am?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Maya, I believe you've already told everything, almost everything. So thank you very much, Ms. Jane, once again, for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your experience with us. And it was indeed a fruitful session, I believe. And thank you, Ms. Sumaya. With all the difficulties with regard to this connection and technological issues, you somehow managed to join with us for this interview. So thank you very much for that. And thank you, Dr. Dhiraj Malhotra, for being the special guest for today's interview. And thank you, Mr. Janaka Kamalgada, for all the guidance and support. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we would never get such an opportunity to get together, even from different platforms. We have Ms. Maya from Bangladesh, then Dr. Dhiraj from India, and myself and Ms. Jean from Sri Lanka. So it's a wonderful platform through connected through different countries. And we are looking forward to expand this to 7 countries at the event planned in June. So once again, I invite almost everyone to come and join with us on this event in June. It could be a wonderful experience for all the educators, So please come and join with us on this event from 18th to 20th June in Colombo, Sri Lanka. And once again, thank you, Ms. Jane, and thank you, Ms. Sumaya. Thank you, Dr. Dhiraj, and thank you, Mr. Janaka Kamalpada. So with that, I guess we can wind up the session for today. And I hope to meet you all with another live session with another educator. So until then, goodbye. Thank you very much.